ಮುಂದೆ ಕರೆಯಲ್ಲ. এই শ্রোতা ম্যাচে বড় করুন जहाँ पेंडनी एक जहाँ पे जहाँ पे अने श्रोता मैच देंगे ना VIP जहाँ पेंडा VIP कोलत किंदा के नहीं कर बोले कोलत दाते VIP जहाँ पे नहीं कोलत निकलना सही कोनी पर निकलना हाँ ओके VIP जहाँ पे नहीं अभी सही कोनी बोले दूर निकलना
Good evening and welcome to beautiful Mali in the heart of the Maldives, where it's going to be all action for the next 2 weeks. We start off with the first game in the 2014 AFC Challenge Cup as Palestine take on Kyrgyzstan. It's going to be a very, very interesting battle here, because let's not forget that what we've seen in recent times is the surge in many of these teams and many of the players, the national players who actually play on foreign soil. So there's a different take when it comes to what these players can bring to the table and what exactly they have to offer. We'll find out a bit more about that and about the tournament as we kick into action right here at the National Stadium in Mali. It's been a fairly hot day, and one of the reasons, well, there is going to be a water break, well, during the game itself is because of the heat and the humidity. So while the players have to bear up with that, well, there's one more aspect that they have to get past, and that, of course, is getting acclimatized to the atmosphere. It's beautiful here, there's no doubt about it. You wake up to some of the best sights in the morning, especially if you plan to come here on vacation.
Первый матч всегда важен в групповом этапе. Обе команды хотят набрать очки, и мы не исключение, будем стараться это делать. В принципе, мы хорошо готовы, надеемся на положительный результат.
Thank you so much, and we are ready for this match. We know it is a very important match for any tournaments, and we had good preparation for this match, and we hope we will win this game.
Thank you for hospitality at the beginning, and I know it's very important to us, the first game, and I hope to win today. But I know Kyrgyzstan is a very strong team, and they prepare very good, and I hope today we will play a good match.
Yes, Abba. Check. Check. Guys, ladies, here. Concentrate. Don't look behind. Don't worry about behind, okay? موفقين إن شاء الله. Okay, go, boy. Go. Go. نروح مبسوطين.
حمزة المفتاح.
Evening and welcome to the National Stadium in beautiful Mali, where Palestine take on Kyrgyzstan in the opening encounter of the AFC Challenge Cup 2014, right here in the heart of the Maldives Islands. It's going to be an interesting battle which will continue for 2 weeks. 8 sides will contest that, and more importantly, we will find out which one will make it through to the title, and then of course the AFC Asian Cup 2015. All that coming up for you in just a little bit. Do stay with us.
Kyrgyzstan FA President Samet Sultanov, AFC Deputy General Secretary Dato Windsor John, to be introduced to the players and officials of the teams.
Remember, it's the Thursday, and we do have a few dignitaries and officials who will meet our respective squads, and of course the referees. It's always a great way to start off the action here. let's not forget that over time, the AFC Challenge Cup has come to command its own share of respect. And it's been one of those really strong contests where you do see some of the finest teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Palestine.
We first start off with the national anthem of Palestine. Do stay with us. Now it will be the national anthem of Kyrgyzstan. So that was the national anthem of Kyrgyzstan. Now to get started with the action, of course, we will look at the teams in detail. And we will, of course, introduce you to our starting lineups for the day. So it's bound to be a thrill here. Well, just as I said earlier, it's always very important, well, to look at the contest by itself and how big or small it can be. Our officials for today, let's get you acquainted with them. It's Yuda Yamamoto of Japan is our main official. He's being assisted by Shinji Ochi, Ismail bin Osman, and Nagor Mohammed of Malaysia. Palestine, the team will feature Raid Fares, Hussam Abu Salah, Hilal Musa, Tamir Sayam, Khalid Mahdi, Abdullah Jabir, Haytham Teeb, Rami Al-Masalma, Kadir Abu Muhammad, Ramzi Saleh, the captain and keeper, and Murad Said. For Kyrgyzstan, it will be Pavel Matiash, Valery Kitchen, Azamat Baimatov, Elijah Ari, Ildar Amirov, Maka Kum, Davrun Askarov, Armat Tago, Vadim Karchenko, David Bruce Tete, and Akulidin Israilov. So that's the starting lineups, and our teams, of course, getting together. Remember, it's good camaraderie that is promoted in this competition. And that's exactly what we will see, well, on field. Respective captains, Ramzi Saleh for Palestine, and for Kyrgyzstan is Vadim Karchenko. Two Japanese officials and two Malaysians. Yuda Yamamoto, the regular around Asia. Teams getting ready. Well, it's been a very, very interesting qualification process by itself. And we finally here, we kick off with the action in the first game. Jamal Mahmoud, the Jordanian who is in charge of Palestine. And for Kyrgyzstan, it's Sergei Guryankov. And it's into the action right here at the National Stadium in Mali. With Team Palestine kicking off proceedings. Throw an opportunity. Palestine. A quick run into the darkness. Well, it's just a bit of shade there that's going to make it a bit tough. And Valerie Kitchen gets behind it. Well, Kitchen with the long pass that will be intercepted. And looking for an early strike is Kyrgyzstan. Well, that's a decent setup and good defense. Corner opportunity fairly early, but good work being done here by Abu Muhammad. Shot corner for Kyrgyzstan. Fairly quick off the draw. Well, that ball was actually within the line of play. It seemed like it. It's going to be a throw-in for the Palestinians. Akakum making the difference here. Well, to all my friends from the Maldives who are catching the action with us, I should say Bajaveri Havire and Assalamu alaikum. For all my friends from Kyrgyzstan who are catching the action with us, Gutmandu, Tangengiz, Menen, Kush Kilinizder. And to all my friends from Palestine who are catching the action with us, Masa al Khair and Ahlan Wasalan. It's good to have you join us today to celebrate, well, the opening encounter of the AFC Challenge Cup 2014. We'll tell you a bit more about the tournament as we get through the game, but first up, it certainly looks like we've got fairly good speed. Both teams were raising the notch up by just a little bit soon after the kickoff, and that's going to be a second corner opportunity for the Kyrgyzstanis. Well, that's exactly what the doctor would have ordered for the lads in white. They've been very keen on taking the early lead. And Yuda Yamamoto will just make sure that the lads are on the same page as him when it comes to following the rules. Well, that's placed well. Well, still a chance here. Good save. Well, I have to say, Ramzi Saleh, well, keeping that attack at bay. The Palestine captain does well. And this man can pose to be a big threat, Valerie Kitchen. Well, he can rise high above the rest and knock that in at most times. But for now, it's still goalless here at the National Stadium. Early days. It's going to be a free kick opportunity for the Palestinians. And it will be Kader to take it. Well, can Palestine make this count? They're going in for set play. Well, that one's driven through. It's a fairly good chance. Great team effort by the Palestinians, but Pavel Matesh is not going to let that through. So an attack at both ends of the field, and a very well-planned and well-executed one. Kyrgyzstan have got to thank their custodian for that. It could have been the early lead for the Palestinians. Well, it's just one of the greatest elements in the beautiful game. If you can get the early lead, changes the entire equation. Can also set you up for a mighty big win. Well, Kitchen gets it away, straight off to Baimatov. Palestine claim possession once again. That's a solid shot, but it will not hit the target. Well, he'll take it all the same. He's got a strong foot on him. Hilal Musa relies heavily, well, on power, and of course likes to drive it from a distance. So a fairly good shot from Musa, but that's not going to worry Pavel too much. Well, I have to say, every time we do have the camera shifting into that area with the shade, it's just tempting enough for me to say, into the darkness we go. Quick run back for Ildar Amirov. Kitchen. Oh, he's got a foot on him. Well, kept that fairly simple, Valerie Kitchen, but it was a good setup. And that left foot, well, it has to be a gift for certain. And that's picked up safely. No worries here with Ramzi Saleh. He's got the area covered behind for Palestine. It's a fairly tough group that we're looking at for Palestine. They are up against the tricky Laos. Well, they aren't actually. Maldives, Palestine, Kyrgyzstan and Myanmar sit in this group. There would be a few worries about Myanmar. They do have a very strong midfield section. Maldives themselves have one of the finest strikers that we've seen in recent times, who's emerged out of South Asia, Ali Ashfaq. He's got a handful of lads who, well, can also back him up pretty well. I would say that Team A, or Group A, which we are currently concerned with, would be slightly easier than the other group, which I could name as the group of death for a certain reason. They've got Turkmenistan in there, who are fairly strong currently. They've got the Philippines, who've grown from strength to strength in recent years. That's taken easily by Ramzi Saleh. Then you've got SAF champions Afghanistan, who've got a fantastic world-class keeper and probably a great attacking lineup. Add to that the tricky Laos, and I'd say Group B does have, well, a bit of a tougher contest for the teams in there. Palestine and Kyrgyzstan, a lot will depend on today's game. Saleh once again will stand strong for his team. That's Sergei Voryankov, the coach of Kyrgyzstan. He's Russian. Well, he wants his team to come out tops here, and he's made it rather clear to the rest of the competition. Let's give you a bit of course on the temperature here. It's about 32 degrees Celsius, 65% humidity, partly cloudy skies for most part of the day. Now let's remind you that Kyrgyzstan, of course, are making their second appearance in the tournament. For Palestine, it's their third appearance. The best finish for Kyrgyzstan was a third place finish in 2006. So they are expected to do well here in the tournament. Palestine finished fourth in 2012, and that was their best finish. They'll be looking to reach higher ground this time. So 8 teams are competing this time in the Maldives. I did run you through the groups in Group A and B. 2012 semi-finalist Kyrgyzstan, and 2012 semi-finalist Palestine, of course, have opened the tournament. As I said, Palestine did finish fourth in 2012 in the last tournament. They lost the third place playoff to the Philippines following a semi-final defeat by eventual champions TPR Korea. So the Philippines are looking very strong here as well. Now the top 2 teams from each group will qualify for the semi-finals, and a chance to follow in the footsteps of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, winners of the AFC Challenge Cup in 2010 and 12. Remember, the winner of this tournament gets an automatic qualification for the 2015 AFC Asian Cup. Now that's the big one if you ask me. Up in the air and right across to right for Ace. Freyes gets it back to Osama Busala. Palestine just throwing off a little bit. It was Kyrgyzstan rushing at their defense area earlier. Straight ahead by Abdullah Jabbar. And a routine collect here for Pavel Matias. Better be safe than sorry, says the Kyrgyzstan keeper. Makakum, Claude Makakum, well, that's his full name. He's 29 years old, not attached to any club currently. Back to Kitchen. Throw an opportunity for Palestine. He's going to drag that through. Fairly easy. Quick run there from Tamer. That's going to be no corner. Let's tell you a bit about the AFC Challenge Cup. Well, this is the 5th edition of the Challenge Cup, which kicked off in 2006, and it's a biennial event, which means it takes place every 2 years. The finals, of course, of this event will be played on the 30th of May 2014. Now, the AFC Challenge Cup, started by the Asian Football Confederation, was categorized as a tournament for emerging countries in the Vision Asia program. And it was the AFC's plan for a continent-wide program to raise the standards of Asian football at all levels. The inaugural tournament was hosted in Bangladesh in 2006, and it was won by Tajikistan. It's held by annually, and an amendment to the men's national team competitions was made in July 2006. Men starting with the 2008 and 2010 editions of the AFC Challenge Cup, the winners automatically qualify for the AFC Asian Cup. Well, Democratic People's Republic of Korea won it in 2010, and they made it through to the 2011 Asian Cup. That's how India qualified after having won it in 2008. So Korea DPR has already made it through, and now the winner from one of these 8 teams in the contest will make it through to Australia 2015. Well, back into the darkness, as I call it. It's a fairly good chance here for Kyrgyzstan, but fails to make that count this time. David Tete. No worries, says Ramzi Saleh. To give you a bit on our stadium right here, it's a multi-purpose stadium right here in Male, in the heart of Maldives, and it's used mainly for football matches of the Vehi League, FAM Cup, and for international matches as well. 13,000 spectators can fill in the stadium at a given time. It was renovated a while back to upgrade certain facilities, including a media box for the 2014 AFC Challenge Cup, and was rebranded as the National Football Stadium. Straight off to Abdulhamid. Abu Salah will take the throw-in. Leaves it to Raid Fares. The last 4 editions of this tournament, well, Tajikistan won it once in 2006, India have won it in 2008, and Korea DPR twice, 2010 and 12. Well, that one's driven through, but stopped very easily. Straight back to Khalid Mahdi. Kitchen moves up. Goes in for the shot. He's got a strong left foot on him, remember, as I said earlier. Ramzi Saleh. So makes a routine save. Shot in front by Karchenko. And a quick clearance by the Palestinian defense. Not a worry as of now. Closing in from the left flank. Akakum looked like he could make the difference here. But it's not going to worry the lads in red too much. Kyrgyzstan Abuhabib. Just making sure that the lads are on the same page. So fairly early days in the game still. Remember, we've got a water break that will happen about 30 minutes into the game, and that's only for the heat and the humidity. It's really hot out here. Well, easy for me to sit neath a shelter with a decent amount of ventilation and coolness around, but can't say the same for our lads on field. It can be a bit trying. Team Palestine still looking for an opportunity to drive on home, and that's easily knocked away by Daniel Tago. Throw an opportunity for Palestine. Palestine still holding on. That's chipped over straight to Kader. Sent back by Tamer. This time it's David Bruce Tete who got a head to it. Makakum gets the push over from Hussam Abu Salah. Keep it down, laddie, says Yuda Yamamoto. Hussam Abu Salah, 31 years old, plays for Hilal Al-Quds. It's a very hardy defender. Oh, Palestine posing a threat now. Kitchen rushing in along with Daniel Tago, and they do manage to get it away from the Palestinian striker. This time it's stretched across by Baimatov, and the long pass intercepted by Makakum. Oh, this could be a bit of a worry for Palestine, but they've managed to snatch possession fairly easy. It's now Kyrgyzstan Abuhabib. And here we go with Raid Ferez. Ferez has got to pick his man out, decides to send it to the left flank. Well, looking to knock that in on the volley. Won't hit the target this time, Tamer Seyam. An appreciation for that setup. We've got our first casualty on field, which will be tended to. Jamal Mahmood having a word there with his lads. And all's fair. And we're back to the action here. Azamat Baimatov getting a helping hand. The Kyrgyzstan coach having a word with his lads too. Pavel Matias waiting to take the goal kick. Well, he's been patient enough. So is it going to be Pavel or is it going to be Ramzi Saleh? Well, it is Pavel Matiash. And it's back to the action on field. Knocked back by Raid Fares. It's now Hilal Musa. Musa sending it down to the centre. Well, this has been a bit of a problem for Palestine. They've been able to get as far as the Kyrgyzstani defence, and then they just kind of, well, fall apart, fail to hold on to possession or to actually execute the attack that was planned. And that could be a slight worrier for the lads in red. Possession snatched by Said Murad Said. Oh, that's a lovely delivery, but picked up safely by Matiash. So no worries at all. Just to give you a heads up on our official, Yurai Yamamoto. He's fairly young, born in 1983, which makes him just about 31 years old. He's been an international referee since 2011. There's been a referee for a good amount of games, including the President's Cup Group Stage 2012, AFC Cup 2013 Group Stage, AFC Champions League Group Stage, Asian Cup 2015 qualifiers. Well, he was a referee at the Thailand-Lebanon game. So, fairly interesting to know that Yurai Yamamoto is slowly climbing up the ladder of seasoned professional referees. Well, we often take them for granted, but it really takes a lot to be on field. If you ever get a chance to talk to a referee, he'll tell you that. Valerie Kitchen, of course, heading it back to his keeper, Pavel Matiash. We're closing in on the half-hour mark, and there's still no change in the scoreline. We've had a few, not many casualties on field, except for that small injury to Azamat Baymatov, who's back up and running. It's Kitchen back again. Valerie Kitchen trying to take that through. Once again, quick movement, and this time it's Abdullah Jaber. Jaber slips it to Tamer. Tamer trying to send that through. Indeed, it's connected. That's a great save. Pavel Matiash earning his wages neath the bar for Kyrgyzstan. Oh, well, broke through, stepping up the pace there down the left flank. Tamer Sayam does very well. Well, a wake-up call here for Kyrgyzstan. Now that's sent forward by Karchenko. Trying to push that through was Israelov. Ramzi Saleh sends the ball back into the field of play. Straight back to Valerie Kitchen. And Palestine have claimed possession, but Daniel Tego stands in the way. It's now Baymatov. Baymatov with a quick back heel. It's sent forward by Ari Elijah. It's Karchenko now with the long pass. It's definitely looks like it was going to be an offside. It certainly is. Let's tell you a bit about Valery Kitchen. He's of Russian descent and last played for FC Khimik Zerinsk in the Russian National Football League. His natural position is to play as a left back, but he's versatile enough to play down the wings, to play as an attacking midfielder, or to take the strike, and we've seen that a couple of times in today's game. Well, we have got a water break since we've touched the 30-minute mark. Do stay with us. The action continues in just a few minutes. Get yourself a cup of water and feel a part of the action. Well, I've got a bottle next to me. Just to fill you in, this is the AFC Challenge Cup 2014. It's the opening game of the tournament being played between Palestine and Kyrgyzstan. The host nation Maldives will play, well, later in the day, and that's going to be interesting because Maldives will be up against Myanmar, which is a fairly tough battle too. Now, let's quickly also inform you that this is the 5th edition of the tournament. Tajikistan had won the inaugural in 2006, India in 2008, and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea won it in 2010 and 2012. The winner of this tournament will in 2014 makes it through to Australia 2015 for the prestigious AFC Asian Cup. I was just talking about Valery Kitchen, the left back for Kyrgyzstan, before we hit the water break. And the left back, of course, has played for many teams, including FC Dordoy Bishkek, FC Volga Nizhny Novgorod, and also for Kyrgyzstan. This is his 4th appearance since 2011 and being drafted into the Kyrgyzstan national team. That was Tamer Sayam. It was an excellent assist. He was hoping to find Rami Alma-Salma. Yamamoto. Waiting for the lads to get back into action. Ramzi Saleh. Daniel Tego sends it back to Pavel Mathias. It was a fairly interesting first half up. We haven't had a change in the scoreline, but we've had a good contest on here. The big attack, of course, coming from Palestinians. Throw in taken by Abdulhamid. Team. Manning the back area. Pass. Oh, well, he was closing in from the right at top speed. Well, he does well here. Hussam Abu Salah brought on the threat. But a quick clearance by Davron Askarov. Well, just making sure that the Kyrgyzstan area is safe for the moment. That was a fairly quick run. But Askarov to the rescue of Kyrgyzstan. Perez will take the throw in and sent back by Abu Salah. So Haitham Teeb. Khalid Mahdi sends it back to Haitham. For Kyrgyzstan. But as Yuda Yamamoto will put it, no embracing the opposition. That's going to result in a free kick being awarded to the opposition, that is, for being embraced. But not during the game at least. Team sends it to Khalid Mahdi. Straight back to Ramzi Saleh. Palestine threatening fairly easy, but the Kyrgyzstanis have been able to keep them at a safe distance for the time being. That's quick work being done there on the back line. But straight back to Haitham Theep. Closing inside or outside. Well, the ball's been kept in the air for quite a while. Got another player down. Yamamoto just checking that all is well. And it's Baimatov back again, where he's taken an early knock. That's the second time around. Baimatov will get the magic spray. Throw and taken by Right Ferez. It's back to Haitham Theep. And Khalid Mahdi. Straight back to Mahdi. Mahdi finds Kader Abuhabib. Well, that's chipped over nice and easy, so not a worry at all. And taken safely by Pavel Matiash. It's taken a while before we did see an attack finally materialize here. Well, Kyrgyzstan looking for a way through. That's driven, and it's past the right post, so not a worry at all. Well, certainly looked like they were going to bring on the threat here, the Kyrgyzstanis, but the accuracy factor is so important, and if you can't nail it, you just can't nail it. Well, we got a shot of the watch there from a cameraman. Pretty fancy one. Well, we've got to thank them for adjusting the light, especially in the regions which get really where the shades been. Well, the lights will be on sooner or later. Valerie Kitchen. Well, I was just thanking our cameraman for their work. And Kitchen takes the throw-in, and that's got to be the biggest blooper as far as the throw-in is concerned. Looked like he was going to power that one through. Just send that across as well, a light shot. Well, he will bring on the threat here. Kyrgyzstan, but success eluding both Kyrgyzstan and Palestine. Kyrgyzstan getting right on top of that. Drives that shot, but it's a really wayward effort. Absolutely wide from Kyrgyzstan. 4 minutes of added time is what we have in the first period of play. Throw an opportunity. Goes Palestine's way. Abdulhamid has had a fairly tough time in the first 10 minutes or so, but since then it's been fairly easy for him. Not too many shots on goal. Nothing really to worry him. Abuhabib. Tamer with the long ball that will be picked up. Fairly good chance here for Palestine, but that's stolen away by Kitchen. Well, that's quick work being done here by the Kyrgyzstani left back. He will concede a corner, but he certainly cleared the threat for the moment. Does fairly well, Valerie Kitchen. Can the men in red take the lead? That's a big question. Tamer takes it. Pavel Matiashvili does get a hand to it. Or did he? It looks like a wasted effort here. And he's certainly not happy about it. Well, was it Hilal Musa who did get to it? And it wasn't, it was Rami Al-Masalma. Very disappointed that he couldn't knock that in. Well, time for a counter-attack. Struggling a bit behind Israilov. Now stepping in, well, that was a fancy shot taken by Baymatov. But Asmat Baymatov will be denied the joy of a goal here by Ramzi Saleh. Palestine will have that covered, so not a worry. Makakum is trying to raise the bar there, and it's half-time at the National Stadium in Mali as Palestine and Kyrgyzstan play out a stalemate in the first period. It's a goalless stalemate. It's a half-time score. Palestine 0, Kyrgyzstan 0. Stay with us for second half action to find out which of these two nations will walk away with a victory and maximum points here in today's game.
Palestine 0, Kyrgyzstan 0.
10 دقايق كابتن ايش بدك تعمل؟ مش على طول اشرح لا مش على طول ما عملناش 10 دقايق خلص دوايا فراس يا فراس
Welcome back to second half action at the National Stadium in Mali, where Palestine and Kyrgyzstan are playing out the first game or the opening encounter of the AFC Challenge Cup 2014. Well, it's a big game here today, but let's not forget that both nations played out a goalless stalemate in the first period, and it was Palestine 0, Kyrgyzstan 0 at the end of the first half. That's how we start off second half action. Yudai Yamamoto is our referee for the day from Japan. And also must remind you that we're coming at you live from beautiful Mali, the capital of the lovely and very scenic islands of the Maldives. It's been a fairly good start for us so far. And we've had, well, a few decent attacks, but nothing, well, worthy of changing the scoreline. It's into the second half right here. And a false start. So we'll kick it off again and into the second period with Kyrgyzstan starting off second half proceedings. Palestine will want the early attack. Tamir speeding up as soon as he could. It's back to Pavel Matiash. Kyrgyzstan will not be left behind with the attack. Bit of damage control being done on the back line by Palestine. It's going to be a throw-in for the Palestinians as well. Can be a major threat on their day. Palestine, though they reached the semi-finals last time round, will be very keen on furthering, well, or on bettering that performance. Well, there goes Valerie Kuchin. Quick run by Rami Al-Masalma. Well, he slipped that through, waiting for that give and go, but that's worked against them. Not happy about the referee putting an end to that action was Kadir Abu Muhammad. We've got a player down. Well, he's taken a solid knock, no doubt about it. David Tete, and that's when Ramzi Saleh, well, collided with him. Well, sometimes those collisions can be massive. back to the action. Kyrgyzstan getting up close and personal now. That's a bit of a wasted effort from Israelov. Was eager to provide, but wasn't in control of that assist. Ramzi Saleh sending that ball back into the Kyrgyzstan half. And another casualty on field, asking for a car to be shown. It was Kitchen. Well, Kitchen with the nudge, and it's Rami Al-Masalma who takes the fall. And our first change of the day comes in. Rami Al-Masalma is replaced by Ashraf Al-Fawawgra. So a striker coming in for a striker. It's also a free kick opportunity for the Palestinians. Well, that's what you call an absolute waste. Almost a sitter here for the lads in red. A fairly decent assist, but neither Tamer nor Hilal Musa were able to do anything about that. And the only person not complaining will be Pavel Matias. Well, it's moments like those that you will take advantage of. And Palestine just failing to make that count. You don't get those opportunities too often when you're facing a team like Kyrgyzstan. Daniel Tago. Kyrgyzstan grabbing opportunity by the horns, but it's back to the Palestinians. Kyrgyzstan will claim it once again. Can't decide which way to send it. Elijah finds Israelov. Israelov with the long pass. Makakum, well in control on the left flank. He's got Wyatt Ferres to deal with. And Palestine, well, do manage to claim possession. Good work being done there by Hussam Abu Salah as well. Well, to put an end to that Kyrgyzstani attack. Straight to the right flank. make a change fairly soon in the game. Palestine were leading the attack in the second period so far. They've come out with the intention of nailing the target. Back to Hatem. Moving up at top speed, it's Abdullah Jabbar. Jabbar with a very slick pass to Abu Salah. Abu Salah slips it to the right flank. Palestine are looking fairly dangerous here. This could be the first chance for them. And Pavel Matiash, a slight slip up from the Kyrgyzstani keeper, but he's taking that safely, so no worries here for Kyrgyzstan. And it's a red attack that we just saw. Well, straight into the waiting arms of the keeper, Raid Ferez, also bringing on the threat here. Yamamoto well knows that one of the players could be at any moment hit a bit by the heat and humidity, so he's got a keen eye. Peeled on that aspect too. Up and over, so no reason to worry here. Ramzi Saleh, fairly concerned about something, was trying to figure out what. While we get on with the action, I must tell you a little bit about beautiful Mali. If you ever get a chance to come here, well, Hissam Abu Salah trying to provide a delivery there. But if you ever get a chance to get down to the capital of the Maldives, you must remember there's a good lot of things to do here. There's a market that sells agricultural produce. There's a market that sells, fresh fish if you're into that kind of food. And let's not forget that there's also, great waterfronts and cafes all over the place, including those on the waterfront as well as air-conditioned ones. And favorite beverages around here, tea and coffee, which I absolutely love. And the cream of the crop, if you ask me, and the cherry on the icing here, is the fact that, this is dry country, so that's really great. And you do get hot chocolate. Hot chocolate at almost every single tea spot. Where in the world you go to a tea stall and find that hot chocolate, tea and coffee are staples. Well, this is the place to be, if you ask me. Well, no worries here for Pavel Matiash. There's also an artificial beach. There's loads of water sports, and if you're into things like snorkeling, scenic spots, if you really like scenic spots, that pretty much says it all. And a lot of the places, your houses are actually named like Sunshine Villa, or more importantly, Breaking Dawn, nothing to do with the film, but they all are named after the place itself, or the scenic beauty of the place, and that really makes for very interesting bits if you think about it. Now, a lot of people wouldn't want to go and name their houses with just names like Sea Breeze. You do have condos around the world, of course, you do have those names, but right here you get Sea Breeze, there's Sunshine Lodge. There's also variations like Forget Me Not, Always Happy House, and well, it's really quite phenomenal. I do love the place, and the people around here are just fabulous, a very friendly lot. Yeah, if you get into a conversation, best place to do that is to set into one of the cafes or one of the tea shops, which is known as Sai Hotas. It serves a lot of finger food, and it's more like the local fast food around here. It has a lot to do with coconut and, of course, with seafood. And there's seafood cooked in coconut oil. So, quite interesting. If you, as I said, if you do like that, a lot of savory and sweet stuff that's available. I like the sweet stuff. I don't know about you. Once again, quick work being done here by Kyrgyzstan. They've tried their level best since Baimatov. And we've got a player down. And that's Kitchen. He's a tough lad. Gets back up and about. Well, that one's driven away from the target, but it's the first real threat we've seen from Kyrgyzstan in the second period of play, and it's taken a good bit of time to come. Well, a little bit of trivia, just in case you didn't know about this place, and I learned this well just in the morning from a local. The whole island group of Maldives is actually, it's not like the capital follows the name of the country, but here the nation is actually named after the capital itself. The word Maldives means the islands of Malé, which is really phenomenal, isn't it? So Malé is such a key spot. Very, very coastal. Well, this region. Well, that's a good save. Ramzi Saleh, better be safe than sorry. Well, if you like my kind of food around here, one of the greatest things that you can find around here, and the first fruit to have grown on the islands when it was inhabited was papaya. And the heavy word even today for the same papaya is faloa. So you ask for faloa and you will get yourself papaya. Well, trying to get that one through. It's Israilov who fails to knock it past the Palestinian defense. One of the most interesting questions I've always wanted to ask people is, what are the twin cities of places like this, like Malé, or what is the twin city of a place like Mumbai or of a place like Singapore? And well, the answer you'll get to that is, well, the twin cities, of course, which are twinned rather with Malé, are Colombo in Sri Lanka, especially the western province, the Djibouti region of Djibouti, and Kaohsiung from southern Taiwan. Well, do bear with us, we've got a slight technical issue here, but the game does continue, and as of now it's still Palestine 0, Kyrgyzstan 0. There hasn't been a change in the scoreline. Even as we reach for the half-hour mark, we will have a water break that steps in just a little bit. Well, while we're at it, let's also remind you that this, of course, is the opening game in the AFC Challenge Cup 2014. It's a group stage where we've got a whole lot of encounters, 4 teams per group, Group A and Group B. This is Group A that we're concerned with where Palestine, Kyrgyzstan, Myanmar and Maldives are placed in this group. Maldives take on, the host nation that is Maldives will take on Myanmar later on in the day. To be precise, an hour and a half approximately from now. Dead ball. Makakum involved in the restart. Just back to Ramzi Saleh. Very quickly, let's give you a little bit of background on the teams as well. The Palestine national football team was founded way back in 1928. However, a team for, well, the future Palestine was recognized only by FIFA in 1998. And they have yet to qualify for the Asian Cup or the World Cup. The highest position they reached was 115 in the FIFA ranking in April 2006 after 7 years of progression from 191st in August 1999. They are nicknamed, they're known as the Redeemers, the Knights or the Lions of Canaan, but the Redeemers, of course, is the name that normally sticks. This is their third appearance in the AFC Challenge Cup. Shamal Mahmoud is the coach. He's a Jordanian former footballer of Palestinian origin, and he spent most of his life playing for Al Wahdat as an attacking midfielder from 1991 to 2002. Teams that he's worked with earlier, from 2007 to 2008, he was assistant manager of Shabab Al Ordon, which is a Jordanian club. Then, of course, Al Wahdat, assistant manager also in Jordan from 2008 to 2010. Moved to Palestine, where from 2010 to 11 he managed Hilal Al Quds, and then Palestine manager from 2011, or head coach, and well, that's how it stayed since then. A bit on the captain also, Ramzi Saleh. Ramzi Saleh is a very interesting lad. He plays in Egypt for Misr El Makassa. He's a goalkeeper for, well, the team is known as Smuha in the Egyptian Premier League. Captain of the Palestine football team. He also had very impressive trials with Sheffield United during 2005 to 2006, but couldn't get a UK work permit, so it's unfortunate that he never got a chance to play there. He's the most capped player for Palestine at the international level. He's taken part in every single FIFA World Cup qualification campaign for them, 2002 to 2014. Until injury prevented him from playing against Afghanistan and Thailand in the first rounds of the 2014 World Cup qualification. 71 appearances for Palestine since 2000. Clubs he's played for: Shabab Jabliya, Al Ahli, Al Maraik, and now Smuha. It's another casualty on field, and we've got a Kyrgyzstani player down. That looks like it's Makakum. And Haitham Thieb has picked up a caution for that. But it is Makakum, well, who's been injured. Makakum, another very interesting lad. He's been playing for Kyrgyzstan for some time now. Kitchen waiting to take the kick, and he stretched that all the way into the Palestine box. Big question here is, can Palestine finish what they started? Good work being done here by Al-Vagra. Oh, that's a good save. Pavel Matias called into action. Fairly close for Tamer Sayam. The Shabab Al-Khalil striker bringing on the threat here. Lovely setup though. Al-Vagra just finding the gap there for his striker. Corner opportunity for Palestine. Well, keeps it fairly low. Not the smartest thing to do. Makes it easier for the defenders to knock that out, and that's exactly what David Bruce Tete seems to be telling him. Once again, a low swerving effort that hits only the side netting. Well, just going to take a look back at David Bruce Tete, and it's unique because he's a Ghanaian. He's a Ghanaian Kyrgyz footballer. Plays for Dordoy Bishkek. He was born in Ghana, but he moved to Central Asia in 2006. Played one season in Tajikistan for Regar Tadaz Tursunzora. And he came to fame in Kyrgyzstan after he made his international debut at the 2014 AFC Challenge Cup qualification tournament. He scored all of Kyrgyzstan's goals in 3 consecutive 1-0 victories. And manager Sergei Dvoryanko praised Tete after one of the matches and personally thanked everyone who gave him the Kyrgyzstani citizenship. 7 games played for Kyrgyzstan with 3 goals. He's also played for Dordoy Dinamo Darin in the past. Good work being done here by Elijah. Ari Elijah, another very interesting player. It's now Makakum. Makakum back with the delivery, but turned away fairly easy by Khalid Mahdi. Well, that dive is not going to earn a free kick. Did make the effort though. I was just talking about Elijah Ari. That's another footballer who was born in Ghana. Moved to Central Asia in 2007. Played 3 seasons in Kyrgyzstan for Dordoy Bishkek. And he acquired Kyrgyzstani citizenship. Drafted into the national team. Spent 1 season playing for Waksh Koghontepe in Tajikistan, but plays for Regar Tadaz now, also in Tajikistan, and for the Kyrgyzstani national team. 6 appearances still since joining them at the end of last year. Got a change. The first one for Kyrgyzstan, and replacing Daniel Tago, it will be Vladimir Verevkin. Out of the playing field by Anatoly Vlasichev, and I have to stand corrected. Verevkin would be the second player coming in. That's knocked to the right flank. Good work being done there by Kadir Abuhabib. Opportunity. Looks like David Bruce Tete is also going to be off the field, and it's Tete who comes out for Verevkin. So Vladimir Verevkin replacing David Bruce Tete, and now that makes sense. So Daniel Tago sent back to his position. That's up in the air and taken safely by Pavel Matias. Closing in on 75 minutes. And it looks like we've got another collision here. Vladimir Verevkin. Well, his arm knocking into right Ferez's forehead. Ferez being kept at bay. Looks like he's taken a slight knock just above his left eyebrow. Well, that's the strangest I've seen. 2 bottles of cold water being poured over. It's like a double flow, isn't it? Well, I've always said stranger things happen on a football field. It's normally just a single bottle that you use, well, to cool yourself off, dampen the back of the neck. A slight swelling there for Raid Ferez. One of the more experienced players in the Palestine team. Raid Ferez currently plays for Jerusalem's side Hilal Al-Quds of the West Bank Premier League. Plays primarily as a right bank, has filled in the void in the national team in the absence of Roberto Bishara. Received his first national team cap against Iran in an October 2011 friendly. Has since gone on to represent Palestine at the 2011 Pan-Arab Games. We're just about done with our water break. And he was also part of the team in the 2012 AFC Challenge Cup. He's played for teams like Katamat Al-Shateh, Merkaz Askar, where he was loaned out, Shabab Al-Khalil, and Hilal Al-Quds now. Making his 8th appearance for the Palestine national team since he was drafted in 2011. So we've got 15 minutes left in this game. That's pretty much, well, what these two nations get to get their campaign started. They could either do that on a winning note or not, and Raid Ferez getting his, well, eyebrow patched up. Into the last part of the game here, and Hussam Abu Salah with a threatening glance at Yuda Yamamoto. Not that the referee would be concerned with that, and that's caused Maka Kum, of course, was brought down by that challenge by Hussam Abu Salah. Free kick opportunity for Kyrgyzstan. Vadim Karchenko. Will take the free kick. Anatoly Vlasichev also gets a word there from the official. Right for his. Motivating his lads to defend. Keep a watch for Anatoly Vlasichev, that's what he seems to be saying. Well, that's way over the top. No assist and no shot. Taken by Vadim Karchenko. So no worries here for Palestine for the time being. Makakum, well, he's had a good time on field today. Looks down the left wing, and Makakum will be replaced by Kairat Ulu. Sirgalbek, Kairat Ulu comes in for Makakum. Matiash's got it covered here. Well, one thing for certain, but while we do get on with the game itself, I've spoken about Palestine. Let's tell you a bit about Kyrgyzstan, with our lads still yet to hit the target here. Now, the Kyrgyzstan national football team, well, are members of the Central and South Asian Football Federation of the AFC, or the Asian Football Confederation. Their head coach is Sergei Voryankov. They've yet to make, well, much of headway. They've been a team to reckon with in terms of the fact that they've got a lot of players of Russian descent. One of them, of course, taking the throw-in, Valery Kitchen. And some of them, of course, do speak fluent Russian. Most of them, to be precise. Taken by Kitchen. He's got a fairly good arm on him. Header from Baymatov to Kitchen. And it was Anatoly Vlasichev who was trying to step in. Possession restored by Davron Askarov. Well, that's a good delivery in. Tago, right for Is. Eager to clear the threat. It's Kairat Ulu. Can he make a difference here? Well, that's a good setup, but he's got it. Good save by Ramzi Saleh. So both keepers keeping a clean sheet respectively. Would be a bit dismal if, well, the first game itself started off goalless. Then again, that's the way the cookie crumbles, and well, there's not much that you and me can do about it. Palestine have tried really hard, so have Kyrgyzstan, but it's the men in red who've had a lion's share of the attack as well as possession. It's a sign of things to come. You pretty much can gauge The team's intentions out here. We've got another player down. And, well, takes a hard knock there. That's for certain. Well, on his left foot. Was it to go? Abdulhamid Abuhabib. Well, his foot looks like it just caught Tago at the wrong angle. There was an earlier threat. That could have proved to be expensive, that mistake by Ramzi Saleh, but he had it. Well, he did do a bit of damage control immediately. Wearing the captain's armband now. It's Vadim Karchenko. He's been a fairly good leader of the team for some time. Karchenko himself is of Russian nationality, plays for Dordoy Bishkek as a midfielder. He's been a member of the Kyrgyzstan national football team for some time. In 2006, he was named midfielder of the year in Kyrgyzstan. He switched to Russian nationality in July 2011. Wanted to switch, but was not eligible to play for the Kyrgyzstan national team if he did that. But Vadim Karchenko was still here with the team, and that's a good thing. He's played for Sher Akhtan Bishkek, FC Ortabasi, Yasi Sairam, Dordoy Dinamo Narin, and for Kyrgyzstan, 42 appearances with 3 goals since 2003. Got another change. Susam Abu Salah is off the field, and in for him it's Abdulatif Al-Badari. Tago is back in action and effects a good clearance. Elijah Irie taking the throw in. A looming threat here from Palestine. It's going to be a corner opportunity with Valerie Kitchen clearing the danger. Well, even as Ashraf Al-Fawagra was coming close. Corner opportunity for Palestine. It's taken by Al-Fawagra. Well, if the teams finish with the draw here, they'll just take a point each, remember. That's not going to serve them well, because once again, just to run you through the groups, Maldives, Palestine, Kyrgyzstan and Myanmar in Group A. Points and goal difference do count. Only the top 2 teams will advance to the semi-finals from each group. In Group B, it's Turkmenistan, Philippines, Afghanistan and Laos. Group B kick off their encounters tomorrow. Well, after this game, Maldives take on Myanmar in the opening game for the host nation. We've got a player down. It's Tamer Sayam. He's taken a knock, and it's also a caution being shown. To Elijah Ari. Elijah with tackling Tamer Sayam. Free kick opportunity for Palestine. Fairly quick run. Side Murad. And rolling around there in pain. It's Vladimir Verevkin. Moto telling Al-Jaber, I've got it under control, and Al-Jaber picks up a caution as well. Al-Jaber, well, stamping Verevkin's foot, and then of course Haitham Teeb as well with the tackle. So that rough play won't be tolerated by Yura Yamamoto. Free kick opportunity for Kyrgyzstan. Valerie Kitchen will take it. Six minutes of added time is what we've got in this game. Well, that includes, of course, a water break that was there for 3 minutes. 3 minutes in each half. We did cover that ground in the first period. Well, Kitchen places that well. Well, unable to hold on to it, Ramzi Saleh, but Kyrgyzstan, well, do not exploit that opportunity. Oh, what a waste here for Kyrgyzstan. They could have certainly knocked that in. Two players right up front. And knowing that the clock is ticking, well, it's really what counts here. So Ramzi Saleh fails to hold on, unable to get a foot to it, was Anatoly Vlasichev. And they're definitely going to rue that missed opportunity. There's no doubt about it. Right for Ace. That's over the target. Slipping into the left flank, Kader Abuhabib. It's Tamer who comes in down the left flank. Well, that's definitely not the best of deliveries, and that goes straight into the crowd. Run from Tamer to say, hello people, thank you for supporting us in our endeavors, and we really appreciate it. Well, jokes aside, we're pretty much closing in on full time here. But we do have 6 minutes of added time that was thrown in for stoppages, +4 to cover the water break. There haven't been too many casualties on field in the second period, and having said that, well, both teams have failed to execute or to finish what they've started in terms of an attack. Israilov. There might be something in here for Kyrgyzstan. Trying to exploit that. It's Kairatulu. It's turned around quickly. Well, that was certainly a long shot. Turned away safely by Khalid Mahdi. Well, that's driven through. Excellent work by Akhiluddin Israilov. But a well-matched save from Ramzi Saleh for that effort. Well, he kept it low, and that's very accurate. It was certainly bound for the back of the net. But the captain of Palestine won't allow it through, so Kyrgyzstan will have to wait for another shot on goal. Throw and taken by Abdullah Jaber. Was looking for the long shot there. Abdulatif Al-Badari. Al-Fawagra hoping to provide. Daniel Tago gets right behind it to clear it. Straight back to Tamer. Tamer Seyam. It's going to be corner earned there by Abdullah Jaber. Should be taken by Ashraf Al-Fawagra. Al-Fawagra keeps that low, and Palestine have got the lead. Well, it's 1-0. Well, that certainly took a good bit of time, and that has got to be, well, not just a stroke of luck, but I'd say perseverance. The men in red have sent out the signal, and unable to stop that. It was Kyrgyzstan, so 1-0 Palestine. And here's the man who's done it, Abdulhamid Abuhabib. So Abdulhamid Abuhabib with the first strike of the AFC Challenge Cup 2014. It's 1-0 Palestine. And yes, that is the fan support. Well, we've got to get a look at that again. Al-Fawagra taking the kick. And that's a strong left footer. Well, came in from behind, pounced on the ball and slotted it in with his left foot. Well, excellent work being done here. And full time at the National Stadium in Mali as Palestine pull off a 1-0 victory over Kyrgyzstan. It's been a good outing here for Palestine. They struggled through much of the game. And we finally have, well, a shot that did go through. And Palestine do have the victory. Hard work being done here by Haitham Teeb as well. So final score at the National Stadium in Mali, it's Palestine 1, Kyrgyzstan 0, where Palestine claim maximum points to top the group for the time being. Well, don't forget to stay with us or to join us later in an hour from now when we cover the action from the host nations game against Myanmar. So Maldives take on Myanmar in an hour from now, and stay with us for the AFC Challenge Cup 2014 coverage right through the tournament. Thank you, and I'm Glenn Mascarenas from the National Stadium in Mali saying goodbye for now, but we'll join you again real soon with another encounter from this thrilling and exciting tournament.
Kyrgyzstan 0. Ladies and gentlemen, the next match to be played here is between Maldives and Myanmar at 9 p.m. tonight.